Hello there, and welcome to 3Spoonies. We're your hosts, Karen, Claire, and Joe. This is episode 36.5, and we're discussing confidence and voice. Let's get into some questions.
I'm Jane, and I'm an osteopath of a very busy growing clinic. It's growing because I'm supported by the secret weapon for healthcare clinics, Live Link Resource. They're brilliant. They do everything that a practice manager does, and more, but remotely. That's if I had the funds and space for a practice manager in my clinic, which I don't, as I use every bit of space for treatment. I didn't want to manage employees, and I certainly didn't want to pay the pension and the employer's NI and everything that involves. So I have a single invoice that's tax deductible every month, and that's it. Every day I go to the clinic and it's full. Any cancellations have been rebooked, all payments taken, and I'm ready to go. And the patients love the friendly LiveLink team, and I often get many compliments about how wonderful they are. I don't even have to think about emails, insurance, health codes and inquiries. That's all sorted seamlessly for me. LiveLink are the ambassadors for my clinic, my cheerleaders, my support when I need a bit of a boost. They always have my best interests at heart. And I have my life back to spend time with friends and family and do the things I love. The worry and stress have disappeared. I call them my secret weapon, and I'd like to keep them to myself. But they have so many talents, it would be rude not to share them with other osteopaths, physios, podiatrists and other practitioners. So I'll whisper their name. Live Link Resource. Call them now.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
And I'm Joe from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
And I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
Together, we are 3Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. So we are being joined again by the lovely Abigail Daraz, who is going to be telling us more about music and voice and confidence and other related things like that. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. I'm really enjoying our conversation.
Splendidness. Right, I shall hand over to Claire, who will have some questions.
So I have three questions. Our first one is from Helen, and it is, I keep getting stuck with learning cello because of the part of the grading when they want you to sing a note. I don't know how to sing. Is there a way I can learn how to make the right notes?
Wow. Yes. So my question to her would be, how does she know that she's not hitting the right notes? And is it a confidence issue or pitch perception issue? If it's a pitch perception issue, there are some exercises you can do. I always find using numbers to help pitching works really well. There are quite a lot of apps out there, depending on the exam board that she's working with, which will have really good pitch training exercises where you can vocalize into the app and then it can let you know how on or off pitch you are and give you some exercises. But yeah, what would be useful probably with a cello is maybe as she's playing a scale on a cello to sing the notes while she's playing them. That would probably be a good stepping stone. Or actually, in fact, any of her pieces that she's playing on the cello to sing the notes while she's doing that, if she can. I know that can sometimes be a bit tapping head, bobbing tummy thing, but that might be a good place to start.
Thank you. Hopefully that helps Helen along a little bit. So our next question is from Steve, and I can definitely relate to this one. I sometimes slur my words when I get nervous. Then I get self-conscious and sometimes towel off. What's the best way to make sure I feel confident and speak clearly?
Yeah. The reason I'm hesitating here is there's so much, and I'm just trying to be concise and thoughtful.
That's okay.
I would start by observing how the self-talk is when the slurring begins, and not being afraid of silence, not being afraid of pausing for a moment. I suppose a bit like what I just did. I paused for a moment and allowed myself to just gather my thoughts, to try and pull the most useful information out of the depths of my mind. And so perhaps that's something, was it Steve, did you say?
Yeah.
Perhaps that's something that Steve can also try to, next time he's in a situation where he finds himself slurring, to just take a moment, maybe just tune into his breath and what his breath is doing and where it's sitting. So by that I mean, is he feeling the breath being very focused in the chest and quite shallow? Or is he breathing a bit more from the tummy, a bit more deep down? And just taking a moment to draw attention to his breath.
I like
Allow
that.
there to be a bit of silence and then to restart.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I done an online presentation for a meeting I was at. I was so nervous, and I felt like I went through it like so fast because, and it was like trying to tell your brain to kind of slow down, focus, and then if I get really anxious, I kind of stutter a bit, and it's
Okay, yeah.
it was really hard. I mean, I kind of calmed myself, had a cheeky tequila first. Don't recommend everyone does that, by the way. That was just a personal preference. But yeah, it's kind of once I'd done one, it was easier to do a second one because you kind of realize
Yeah,
it's actually not as scary as it seemed.
Mm.
Um,
yeah.
and you kind of, I think the more you do it, the more confident you get.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I can completely relate to that myself, Claire. And if I find myself in that situation, just placing a hand on my chest, and I know that's helped for quite a few people as well. Just placing a hand on the chest, it's almost like a self-soothing action. It's a really small movement, but just getting in touch with your breath and your ebb and flow, and just maybe just saying a mantra to yourself a couple of times of I'm safe. Okay. Because I think a lot of self-doubt or nerves can comes from a fear of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think anything that breaks that vicious circle as well, because sometimes you're anxious, so maybe you misspeak. So you noticed you misspoke, so you're more anxious. I think that
Yeah.
grounding thing where you could take a pause and then restart, because
Yeah.
we've all been there.
Yeah, I have to do it
Yeah.
in life sometimes. If I'm having a really bad pain day, I can't get my words out properly and they don't make sense. And then I get frustrated at myself
Yeah.
because I can't get the words out. So it's like I have to stop, take a breath, just relax for a few seconds, and then attempt to do it again and just be like, okay, now I can get my words out.
Yeah, I found that
Uh,
as well. Or I'll just flailing up words, and usually I'm talking to Ben because I don't go
yeah,
anywhere.
I'm normally doing that with Ricky, and he's just like, and then I'm
Words,
getting
you know what
angry
I'm
at
saying?
myself, and I'm just like, oh,
That's usually a sign I need to go to bed and rest.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I've had similar in the middle of a gig before. Very inconvenient.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, that's definitely the
but
time you
yeah,
don't want it.
no, it's not. But yeah, tuning it, just a bit of grounding.
Yeah, I like that one because that was one we could all kind of relate to a bit as well, and I think we've all been
Yeah,
there.
I think so.
So our next question is from Jenny, and I really feel for Jenny because I wouldn't want her job. No offense to anyone else. So she says, I teach in a very noisy classroom, primary school. I often find my voice is getting sore by the end of the day from making myself heard. Is there a way to save my voice?
Yes. And I really feel for Jenny as well. Yeah, it's tough and there's not an easy answer, but something that I can hopefully recommend as a takeaway for her. Firstly, is how she views having to speak loudly over the noise. And there are ways that you can project your voice, which I'm demonstrating now, hopefully. And sorry for people who are listening. There is a volume issue here. But what I'm doing, for those of you who can see, is that I am being a little bit more careful with my articulators, my lips, my tongue. I'm being very careful over my pronunciation. I'm also ensuring I'm really taking sufficient breath, but I'm not projecting and forcing from my throat. So I could talk like this for a while to you and it not feel like a strain on my voice. So that's one element. But also there's pacing in vocal health. Even if she can only be quiet for just a few minutes, it's worth it. Regular sips of water. And I mean regular. I don't mean not drinking for a long time and then trying to gulp down a pint. Regular sips of water to keep herself hydrated and everything lubricated. And then, so this is not with boiling water, but with hot water, steaming maybe at the beginning and the end of the day when she knows she's had to have quite a heavy vocal load. So perception of what it means to project and be loud, pacing and resting her voice as much as she can, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. Regular hydration, and then steaming if she can at the beginning and end of the day. And I suppose the fifth one, I like talking in fifths. The fifth one is really taking care of her sleep, because I think I said on our earlier discussion, if somebody hasn't slept well, it's the voice will tell you, and the vocal folds are incredible, and sleep is a process of healing. So prioritize her sleep as much as she can as well.
Perfect.
If she wants to get in touch though, because she's worried about her voice, feel free to drop me a line.
Yeah, we'll put all your links in the show notes so people can contact you as well. And for anyone that doesn't know that's listening or watching, do you want to explain what steaming is?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so sorry. So some of you may be aware if you have a cold or the image of the towel over the head with a bowl of steaming water. That's a bit of an extreme, but something that I recommend my students do is just with a mug of water. I usually say if you boil a kettle and then pour some water in and leave it so that it's cool enough that you would drink. So it's not going to burn your tongue or anything. And then just place your hand. I'm just aware that some people are listening to this and some people will be watching. If you just lean over the mug and cover up the gap with your hand, and you don't have to do a special breathing technique. Just breathe as you normally would to allow the steam to it helps to kind of keep everything moist and hydrated. The larynx likes humidity. It's one of the reasons why a shower is quite good. Yeah, I know one of my professional performers that I mentor, he's got a little routine where every morning and every evening he's taking a shower, but he does some vocal work and it's kind of part of his grounding and everything. So yeah, that's particularly useful. And my friends always laugh because I nag people about it, but it does have an impact. I would just say do it for at least 5 minutes.
I've got a special breathy mug. It's like a sippy cup, and then it's got like a rubber, like one of those masks you put over your face to breathe through. And so you can hold it up and you can breathe in nice and deeply, but you don't have to worry about accidentally tipping it down yourself. which is
No,
always
quite.
hilarious.
Are you going to
I've-
give us an example?
Yeah, bear with me.
And of course, things with showers is everybody knows your best ideas are in the shower. You know where to write them down, but they are there.
It's either when you like you win a
Bath
sleeve or
crayons.
This
Bath crayons
looks
for win.
this looks a bit funny, and I always have to quickly explain to people what it is when they first visit the studio, because otherwise people panic. But you'll see why. Other ones are available.
But look,
I use this, but I'm asthmatic, and I've got a few issues around my breathing anyway. So this helps me, but there's so many out there. But you don't have to spend lots of money. It's just showing your voice some care. Give your voice a bit of a spa.
I mean, Jo's all about a spa, so she'll be up for
I
that.
am all about spa.
Yeah.
So these days, so long as they don't mention massage, unless they're going to do me legs, I'll take that. It helps.
You can
But yeah,
actually get vocal massages, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, intrigue.
but yeah, that is all our questions. And thanks for explaining the steaming, because I did have the image in my head of when you were ill, and it was like the bowl of Albus oil and the towel over your head, and
Yeah.
that was what went through my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is all of our questions. So I'll pass back to Karen.
Yes, well, thank you for answering all of our questions. That's been quite wonderful, actually. I'm sure we've all got a lot to think about and do and go away and try now, which is always a real positive, I feel. So is there anything you would like to plug or let us know about?
Just if you head over to themusicalself.com, you can access a free resource on confidence and self-expression, but you can also sign up to my newsletter. I don't overwhelm, I don't bombard people with tons of emails, but it does give you kind of an insight into the different areas of my work and the different services and resources on offer.
Thank you very much. And thank you to you all for joining us, 3Spoonies on Voice and Confidence. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments and any questions you have. Don't forget to subscribe for our weekly podcast.
And our
You can
weekly
also-
newsletter.
And our weekly newsletter. Yes. Non-bombardy, though.
No.
We're not a fan of that sort of malarkey. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what we do. All the links will be in the show notes, and we'll see you next week for our next topic, breaking down business jargon. Don't worry, it'll be a lot less boring than it sounds. Have a
And a lot
great
more
day and
swearing.
keep track of your spoons.